My baby has been Breech since probably 32 weeks, and everyone was just like, oh, don't worry about it, like, they will flip. Good morning, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm officially 37 weeks pregnant, and filming on my phone for the first part of this vlog because I don't know where the vlog camera is, and we have to go to my baby appointment and be there on time this time. We're not very good at that. Come say hi, Jack.
No, you haven't had some, Mom.
Sure.
Good morning. Welcome back to another video. What is this, the 37-week appointment?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
What if they say we're having the baby?
Stop. I'm not trying to get induced, so we'll see.
Well, I don't know.
Anyways, we're able to take you guys along with us, and then we'll chit-chat after. I am so excited to check on the baby. I get so excited about these checkups, even if they're not like ultrasounds. It's just fun to know everything's like going okay and that the baby's heartbeat's okay.
It's warm today, guys.
It is not warm. I'm like freezing.
Well, it's warmer than it has been.
You excited?
Having the baby?
Yep, it's over delivery.
Whoa.
Take a drink, so I have to pee. Cup.
Chuck. He's a camel.
Yes, Mama. Yes,
This kind of just explains how my morning is going. Jack runs over the Stanley on our way to the doctor's appointment. My favorite pink Stanley, the most beautiful, hard to get pink Stanley. And here it is. So say your goodbyes to the Stanley. I wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and update you on everything that's going on in my pregnancy right now. I am currently almost 38 weeks, so things are getting so real, so exciting. And then I also wanted to answer some of your guys' questions that you had about my pregnancy on YouTube. So I will get those questions right now from Jack, and we'll start there. Hi, Coconut. Thank you so much. She's so sweet. Thank you, baby. I love you. I'll be there in a minute, okay? First and foremost, I don't want this to ever come off as like me being ungrateful that I'm pregnant or me complaining or anything like that, because honestly, I'm just lucky to be pregnant and I'm so thankful to be pregnant, and I don't take that for granted. The baby's healthy, and that's the most important part. I'm just kind of like telling you guys the situations and the decisions that we have going on, because they're like real decisions and are like serious decisions. My baby has been Breech since probably 32 weeks, and everyone was just like, oh, don't worry about it, like, they will flip, all babies flip, only 2% stay Breech. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm not stressing about it very much. So I didn't spend very much time worrying about it. I was like, the baby's still very small, they'll probably flip. Even the birth courses that I was taking, I didn't really like read into the the Breech baby parts very like clearly, because I was just like, I don't think I'll have a Breech baby. Like, I don't know, Tommy wasn't Breech, like, what do I know? I probably should have listened to those parts better. But anyways, so I went in at 37 weeks, even though I already knew my baby was still Breech, and the doctor confirmed that the baby is Breech and that the head is just right in the center of my stomach. So I was just like, what do I do, you know? So I've been talking to my doula a lot. I'll leave her handle right here. She's so awesome. I'll talk more about her in a different video because she's great. And she was giving me different options, telling me, you know, there's ways to flip the baby, you can do spinning babies, you can do all these things. And I had been doing the spinning babies method for like 2 weeks before that, starting at 35 weeks. So I kind of like did those things every day, and they weren't working. I started seeing a chiropractor like almost every day, literally. Most of these chiropractors are like, yeah, I always have babies flip, and there's only been like one mom in the past 5 years who didn't have her baby flip from coming into the chiropractor and doing the Webster technique. So I've been doing the Webster technique for like 2 weeks now. Baby is still in the wrong position for birth. So what does that mean? Basically, that means that you can't deliver a baby breech in the hospital, which is our plan, is to give birth in the hospital. So that would mean that I would have to hire a midwife, not give birth in a hospital, give birth here in my house, and have a breech baby at home, which I totally feel like I'm capable of doing. And I've been doing just like so much research and studying so much about birth that like I would feel comfortable with it, but it's just like so sudden and so fast and such a big decision that's like not only my decision but Jack's as well. And so it's like obviously not what just makes me feel comfortable and what I want, but it's about Jack and obviously the health of the baby and everything. But I've had a very low risk pregnancy, so in my mind that was like a little bit of an option. But after talking with Jack about it, I don't think that's something that we'll do this time around for this pregnancy and birth. And so anyways, the next option is to get an ECV. So it's an external version. It's where they like turn your baby from the outside of your stomach. And so yeah, that is what's happening on Thursday. And I'm kind of nervous about it. No, actually, I'm not nervous about it. I don't know why I said that. I'm not nervous. I just am just anxious for it. Like I'm anxious to see if the baby's in a good position to turn, or maybe there's a cord that's like, maybe the cord is super small and the baby just can't turn and wants to, or maybe there's like an issue with where the placenta is where the baby can't turn, or maybe my pelvis, I don't know. There's just like so many different things and factors. So I think I'm just anxious to find out like, oh, maybe the baby's just like comfortable in the position that they're in, but they will turn, or maybe they won't turn. So on Thursday, I'm getting an external version and we'll see what happens there. I'm staying optimistic about it, but like where I'm getting it done is like a really awesome place where they're monitoring the baby the whole time. They do an ultrasound right before to tell why the baby is in the breech position. They'll have me doing like tons of things if the baby's like pelvis is too far into mine. That would be the only thing, is if the baby's like already down low, because I did get checked and my cervix is already dilating. So that could also be a thing. So there's so many things going on, decisions to be made. And then if my baby doesn't flip, then we'll probably end up getting a C-section next week. So that is kind of crazy to think that we could have our baby next week, because they want you to have breech babies around 39 weeks in the hospital. But I'm not bummed about the situation. Like I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. But my initial plan for this whole birth was a little bit different, because I've just been preparing to have an unmedicated birth, like a natural birth. And so that's what's been kind of hard, is like I just like have been preparing for this the whole time, and now I don't really get the opportunity. I may not get the opportunity to just see what I can do and if I can go into labor naturally and all these things, because with my first birth I was induced and had all of the interventions you could ever think of. So I just really wanted to have an intervention-free birth, but I might end up having the most intervened birth ever with a C-section. It's not like I'm against having a C-section at all, and I know a lot of people have great experiences with it. I just personally wouldn't choose to have a C-section if I, had the option, and it's a big surgery. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. I just can't believe that I'm going to see this baby soon. And that's the most important thing. And it's been so fun just to figure out like, oh my gosh, like this is actually happening. Like it could happen this week or next week or the next week, or I don't even know. So if the baby does flip in the version on Thursday, I will just go home and just everything will be normal again. I'll just like labor for as long as I can at home, head to the hospital whenever that happens, and not get induced or anything like that. So yeah, otherwise, yeah, we will opt for a C-section and hope for the best there, and hope that everything goes super well. And as long as the baby's like happy and healthy, that is what is most important. As long as I'm happy and healthy too, that's also important. I have to think about that as well. But anyways, that's kind of the update. It's bummer news because of what I told you guys, but it's definitely not the end of the world, and there's tons of other problematic things that could happen during pregnancy and birth and stuff that are way worse than this news. But I did want to share with you guys kind of what's been going on. But I say but so much, oh my gosh. Now I kind of want to go over a few of your guys' questions, so let me pull my phone out. So I'm going to start with some of these comments. First pregnancy and 15 weeks over here. I want to know if you've been feeling sick most of the pregnancy, or was it just the first trimester? How did you deal with it? I was sick pretty much till 30 weeks with this baby. Not sick like I can't leave the house, but just sick like super groggy, super low energy, throwing up probably 4 times a week or 5 times a week. I always like tell my friends, like it got to the point where like we'd be on the freeway and I'm like, Jack, I need to puke. And he would just roll down the window and I would just puke out the window and he wouldn't even stop the car, which is so bad. But it was just to the point where it was like I was throwing up so much that like that's just what our life was for a little bit. But at 30 weeks, it did get better. I have been throwing up a little bit in these past few days. But I think there's something going around, so I don't think that has anything to do with pregnancy. How I dealt with it was just dealing with it, getting a lot of help, letting people help, taking it easy, not worrying about weight gain or working out as much, and just like taking care of myself and stretching and taking my vitamins and taking a good really whole foods prenatal at night, things like that. Next question. What are some things you'll be doing differently with your second baby? I would love to hear some tips. As far as this question goes, I don't know what we would do different with our second baby. I definitely don't think we did everything perfect with Tommy, because I just don't even, like, I feel like we're still learning every day. But everything we did, I really enjoy, because Tommy has turned out to be such a great kid, and I think it has a lot to do with her personality and who she is, but she's so easy, and she makes us, like, so happy every single day, and we have a very flexible life with her, because she was raised in a more flexible environment. We were traveling a lot the first year of her life, so this baby probably won't be as much travel. So I think we're going to need to find out different ways locally to help the baby be more flexible and not have such a strict schedule, because that's not our vibe. What will your new life look like with 2 kids instead of 1? I don't even know. Like, it's gonna be crazy, but it's like so exciting to think about. I get like chills when I think about having another baby. Tommy's like the perfect older sister, but just to like welcome another baby in our life that like I love so much, and I know Jack loves so much, and it just like it's half of him, half of me. Like, I am so stinking excited. Like, I can't even tell you. I just wish I knew what it would be like, but I will in a couple weeks or days. Do you have a plan if the baby doesn't flip? Will you try to get it flipped by the doctor or a C-section? Yes, I'm going to try everything I can to get the baby flipped, and if the baby can't flip, then like I told you guys, I will just be getting a C-section. I think if this were next birth and we had a little bit more time to prepare, I would probably opt for doing the breech birth with a midwife, but for this one, it's just kind of a lot at once. How did you and Jack know you were ready to have a baby the first time? I'm wanting to get pregnant, but just don't know when it's the right time. Oh, this is such a hard thing. I think we just got to a place where we were like, we want a lot of kids, and it just kind of felt natural and easy to start. And every time we were around babies, we just got like giddy, and we would look at each other and be like, hey, let's go get birth control taken out. Like, let's do this. And then it did take us like 9 months to get pregnant with Tommy. So we did have a lot of time to like prepare and think about it and get excited for it. But I think it's just like talking to your partner and getting on the same page about it. But kids are the best thing in the world. Like, you can't go wrong. How will you and Jack prioritize and make time for each other with a newborn and a toddler? That is a good question. I will let you know when we figure that out. But we did have Tommy get out of our room, so that's been nice to just have more alone time together and watch shows together, because usually when we go to bed, we all 3 go to get bed together, and then we don't get very much alone time. So now we watch shows and hang out and chat and stuff a lot more at night, which is helping us prioritize each other. Do you have a gut feeling about what the gender is? No. I don't know how people say, like, I knew it was a girl. I'm like, I don't even know if there's, like, what the heck this baby is inside me. I don't have any feelings or anything. Part of me doesn't believe it's a boy because I just have a girl, and I couldn't imagine life with a boy, but it very well could be a boy because I have no clue, you know? Are you having any cravings? I don't have any cravings this pregnancy. Just when I think about something, I like need it, you know? So I will be like impulsive and like drive somewhere and buy something or make something immediately because I feel like I need it. But my sensitivity to smell is really bad this pregnancy. So anything that Jack makes, especially fish, it just literally makes me want to like leave the house. It's so bad. What are your baby must have for new moms? I actually have a video about this already. So if you guys type in like, what do I need for a new baby type thing, Kenna Bangader on YouTube or Kenna and Jack, you should find that video, and I'm pretty sure all of my opinions are still the same on like what to have for a newborn. But you don't need that much. You just need some cute little onesies that are white. They're gonna poop and barf all over them anyways. And then I also have this like crib that goes next to our bed that straps the baby in so that they can't turn or roll, and it just like gives me a lot of peace of mind, and it can like soothe them and rock them to sleep. That's what Tommy was in for the first 6 months, so we're definitely gonna do that again. It's expensive, but very worth it, especially if you have multiple kids. How did you stop breastfeeding with Tommy? I don't remember. We were in Hawaii, and I just was like 18 months in, and I was like, I think it's probably time. And she was eating so much real food anyways. I'm like, she doesn't need my milk anymore, so I think I just slowly stopped. Like, I don't remember. I would only do it once a day, and then I just like slowly stopped. And every time she went for like my chest or anything, I would just like offer her something else, like an orange or something. But yeah, being a co-sleeper and a nurser, it's hard. It's harder, I get it, but you can do it. How many kids do you see in your future? Maybe 5, maybe 6. I don't know, whatever Jack wants. Baby names you love but aren't using. See, I was gonna answer this, but then I'm like, we don't even have any set names yet, so I'm like, I might use some of these names, so just let me answer that after the baby comes, and then I'll tell you names we love that we're not using. Is your birth plan different this time around? Yeah, like I said, I didn't plan for anything with Tommy's birth, and it was all super well. Like, I had such an easy labor and delivery with her. Like, it was so chill. Like, Jack and I were just hanging the whole time, only had to push for 15 minutes. Didn't feel anything, didn't really tear or anything like that. So it just was really like smooth sailing. This time I wanted to be more involved in the process of like labor. And so we'll see if that's able to happen, if I don't have to get a C-section, and that'll be the plan, to do unmedicated as long as me and the baby are safe. So that's kind of my plan. But yeah, my doula has been helping me a lot in the courses that I've been taking. After my birth, I will share all of the books and courses that I took this whole pregnancy, because there's been so many. So if I don't remember, remind me. Are you still counting macros? I'm not counting macros pregnant. I think you can. A lot of people do, but I just prefer to eat whole foods, probably more carbs, probably double the carbs that I normally do, just because like I eat so much fruit pregnant and fruit smoothies and stuff. Not worrying about macros. But I'm going to start tracking macros when I'm 6 weeks postpartum with Macro Habits. I'll put her handle right here too. She's absolutely amazing and helped me keep my milk supply and lose postpartum weight and just feel great about my body after the baby. And I just was eating way more counting macros than when I didn't count macros. So that is like a big deal for me. Okay, good luck, sis. We'll end on that. Thank you so much. I am so excited, and like I said, these bumps in the road are just part of life, and I feel like even more when you have a plan with something, like something's always bound to like kind of curve your plan a different direction, so it just makes you reevaluate, rethink. But like I said, we're just so excited for the baby to come, no matter how the baby comes, and it's going to be the best day ever. Like, I'm looking forward to it so much, and we will film everything for you guys and film Tommy meeting the baby and just try to post as many times as possible. So tons of vlogs, tons of videos. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment if there's any questions that I didn't answer, and I will love to answer them. So I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will keep you guys updated on all of the baby stuff.